Good morning, Mr. Dom. Happy Thursday.
Thursday. Is that what you just said?
It is Thursday. Is it Thursday?
It is. But I thought you said there's that and then just stopped in the middle of your sentence. Like you were gonna say something, but then it clicked in me that you just said the word Thursday
Oh,
for some
that's me
reason.
mumbling, Dom, because sometimes I'm bad at communicating.
All right.
Sometimes.
Good morning, Brian Brofit. How you doing? What are you up to? So I think I saw yesterday that Brofit goes on a walk. So maybe that's why he pops in here, says GM, and then never talks to us again. But good morning if you're on a walk, dude. Enjoy, have fun, take in the nature, listen to my smooth voice.
Smooth, silky voice of Dom.
Dave,
As
David,
cool as the underside of the pillow.
are you a pillow
Morning, David.
flipper?
Am I? I'm a pillow wrestler. The contraptions that I set up in order to fall asleep with pillows, I'm a little concerned. I think Kristen's concerned too. I bend, and let me know if you do this. So, when you lay down flat on your back and your heels kind of start getting a little hot because that's like a pressure point on your mattress.
No, but okay.
Okay, I'll continue. I'm assuming that
Please
you know what
do.
I'm talking about. Laying on my back, like my heels start getting little, not hot, just agitated because, that's like where all the pressure is. So I'll put a pillow beneath my calves to raise my feet.
Okay.
Then I'm a side sleeper. And if you side sleep, two things happen. Number one, your lower back is torquing, which is why some people wake up with a sore lower back. And number two, you're sleeping on your shoulder, which puts some weird stress on both your shoulders and your neck. So I am now at this current moment sleeping with 3 pillows, one on my feet, and if I switch to my side, that pillow goes between my legs. So my knees aren't touching because that's a pressure point. And then I'll put a pillow behind my back. So it's like I'm being spooned because Kristen is more of a mummy sleeper. She is not a spoon sleeper.
Okay.
Spooning is my love language and hers is not. So that's a big marriage fail right there. Um, so I'll curl it so it kind of comes around my back underneath my head, so my neck isn't sloped down. And that seems to work. If it stays like that all night, then I wake up pretty good.
You're good. Has this evolved like over time, or has this
Yes.
been this way forever?
No, it's I don't know, maybe 2 years, last 2
Got
years.
it.
And then sometimes I'll put a pillow here beneath in my armpit because I'll sleep like this. So the pillow raises my shoulder and then a pillow goes here, so my neck is supported. I've
Oh
thought
man,
way too much about this. Like it's way too this my pillow setup is way too uh intricate at this point, and I'm looking for solutions.
got it. See, and all that came from you saying the cold side of the pillow. And I remember like back in the day, it's not this way anymore, but back in the day, I did used to like kind of like wake up in the middle of the night and like flip the pillow over to get the cold side again.
Mhm.
I don't do that anymore. But yeah, my sleeping and my pillow and the way I lay is nowhere near as intricate as as you. I'm a back sleeper and I just have one pillow under my head and I lay down in a, straight line with my arms by my side and I just pass out. I do most nights when I lay down, I will flip over onto my stomach for a bit, um, and then I'll rotate back over. My wife calls it tummy time, just in order to make fun of me.
Ooh, it's
Um,
double tummy time.
but yeah, my wife's a side sleeper, and she rolls over every like hour or two, and yeah, whenever she wants me to spoon, I tell her I'm like I'll do it. I'm like, but I'm not sleepy when I do it. It's super uncomfortable. Like I hate being on my side. I hate like the arm that like is in between us feels very uncomfortable, or if it's under her, it falls asleep and hurts my shoulder. Um, but yeah, that's
Otherwise, do
that's
you sorry,
hmm?
go on.
I that's more few and far between, like, the when she needs a spoon most of the time because we go to sleep at different times, like, I'm so heavily passed out that, like, she can't wake me up to even get her spoon if she needs it.
So you're a solid sleeper then. But you
S
said that before. It's like
Solid as can be, like,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
a responsible bedtime, which is good. Um, that's probably like the least consistent thing about me is my sleep.
Yeah, it's just, like, I don't know what it is, but I like to say that I've just developed a pretty solid habit of, like, shutting my brain down. Like, all thoughts, worries, concerns just, like, out the door, and so that, nothing like, I don't dream or have, anything. It just I go to sleep. Like, the system just closes,
I remember
and I
you
wake up.
I remember you saying that before. And since then I've thought, do you because you said like it's like you're like 8 o'clock, right? Sometimes earlier.
Between 8 and 9, yeah.
8 and 9. That's good. That's responsible. Do you ever find that you shut down uh like too early for the family when things are still going on?
A little bit, yeah, on Fridays and the weekends, I've been pushing it a little later, and then, following that up with maybe not waking up as early. And then definitely like when we do like out of town stuff with friends, there's always going to be those variable times. But no, I mean for the most part, like I said, our family bedtime has become between 7 and 8. I think just so that the kids can get into their rooms and do whatever they want to do before they sleep. And then the same with Amy, like so that she has a little bit more time to, do whatever she does before bed.
Gotcha.
So. It works out.
Little shout out to my friend Adrian jumping in.
Yeah, nice.
Adrian met through my oldest daughter's school. Went through all
Sweet.
the elementary years. Bunch of awesome
He
kids.
works there, or he's a dad of a kid there.
No, he's a dad. Awesome kids. His wife Callie is awesome. Also subs in the school sometimes, so it's
Cool.
cool. And I think Adrian knows about everybody in Longmont. Um,
Mm,
he I'm I might be totally massacring this, Adrian, if you're still listening, but he developed this. I think it's an app where it's like it connects people. It connects you to people that you will know like third, fourth hand, like through like different social and business contacts. Um, I don't think there's anybody he doesn't know in the town of Longmont and beyond.
okay.
But I think maybe his dad started it. I think. But really cool guy. So Adrian, awesome to see your name pop up here. Welcome,
Nice.
Joe.
So he's a connector.
He's a connector of people and a relationship builder
Good stuff.
for sure.
Um, what's
Yeah,
going on, man?
I don't know. That was I had that was just one of those silent points where we both ran out of things to say, I guess.
Well, I didn't know. I was like, do we go on the reading? Is it too early for the reading? Do we have enough legs for this reading? I mean, this
Yeah,
is a pretty good reading.
we're
We
only
can go there.
halfway through, Dom.
I know.
It's like last 5 minutes.
Oh,
But
here
yeah,
comes Chels.
we can get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Chels. You want to break it down for us today?
Sure. Sort of, kind of. This one for me is once again a good reminder of maybe some stuff that I, need to double down on or do a little better with. Again, I'm not very much a pushy, parent. Like I want my kids to have the freedom to do whatever they want to do, but I definitely agree that they need at least a good background in communication, in relationship management. Definitely finance would be a good one as well. Those are things that I kind of like all learned way too late in life, and I would love, to kind of stoke those fires in my kids a little earlier. Um, that's kind of like my thoughts on it. Have I done that enough? Have I put them in front of enough books or classes? Or I was kind of thinking when I was reading this, I was like, I should ask Bailey if there's like she'd ever be interested in doing like a debate club or something, and learning a little bit more about, you know, having conversations, open debates, arguing respectfully, like those kind of things.
Same thoughts as you. The like the skills that I think my kids should know without being pushy about it. I did enjoy the little visit into elementary PE back in my day with Mr. Slack at Flocktown Elementary in Long Valley, New Jersey. As third graders, we got to learn how to square dance. Um,
Hmm.
we square dancing and juggling were the two things I remember. I ended up enjoying dancing. I absolutely hated it as a third grader because it's like that was very much like forced pairings of like boy girl at third grade, which is I guess ultimately is a good skill for kids to be able to kind of break that personal bubble. Um, and coordination, that's one.
Hmm.
And then juggling, like I think those are the two things I remember is juggling and square dancing. I can juggle today because of third grade juggling.
Interesting.
Like there's a few classes that I remember that stuck with me. One was juggling in third grade, and the other was middle school. We had shop class, uh, cards, Long Valley, New Jersey, next to Hackettstown, which is next to Morristown. Usually when I say Morristown, people know that area. But northwestern New Jersey, in the gardeny part of the Garden State. Yeah, shop class. I think you're required to be a not crazy, maybe slightly concerning, very serious older gentleman that might have been in a war.
Yeah.
But like shop class, like that class stuck with me.
Shop class?
Yeah, just like the tools.
Oh yeah,
Like
same
just
here.
like the drilling in of like the process of building something. All those, like that one class, and I'm like, why don't we have that class anymore? We don't have that. So it talks about communication. Communication, that will always be important, as Adrian knows, and connections, and I would say nurturing those connections for sure. Public speaking. I took a public speaking class. Did you take public speaking?
In college, yeah.
I took it in high school and college.
I remember it being a really good one that like really it definitely hit me and switched something on me that I had been waiting for a while because I was always a terrified speaker in class. Like I used to hate getting up in front of class in middle school and in middle school is what I really remember. And then I've avoided it very much in high school, and it wasn't until college that it really broke down. Speaking in front of a class and public speaking. So it was a really good class. I wish I would have leaned into it a little bit more because it was just barely like cracking the surface of it. And given what I do now and how much I do that now, it would have been so much better. But that's the you never know until you get there situation.
Yeah. What's the other one? Yeah, you said finance. Absolutely. My advice to anybody, I mean, this will be my advice to anybody going into college, whatever it is you're doing. Take some kind of like business course. Like there was nothing more. Uh, there was nothing that there was never a bigger source of unsurety to me, uh, as graduating with like a graphic design degree or any other kind of creative venture and not knowing how to make money with it. Uh,
Hmm.
that was a really hard, long lesson for me. Is like just how to talk about your work without um, like getting so wrapped up in like the uh, I don't know. It might sound pretentious, but I remember I left college and I felt like I was like this like magical oyster of creativity, and then you get into the real world, and then you're just like a dime a dozen, especially in Colorado. I remember moving out here and being like, I'm gonna be a freelance graphic designer for
Yeah.
all the outdoor industries. That's what everybody wants to do out here, or that's what everybody wanted to do. But yeah, like no business sense. So like that's the one thing that I really wish that I want to drill into people if I ever have a conversation with like younger people about like getting into the creative field is business. It's like you got to eat. And I was not told like that line, you got to eat. There's nothing sexy about being a starving artist. That was never
Hmm.
realized to me until I went back to school for my teaching degree and I had to take a printmaking class with this older guy. He was Dutch. He was like a military illustrator. Like his job
Oh,
was to
okay.
go. His job was to go to um, not really war zones, but like different bases around the world, and his job was to illustrate. Um, which goes to so it's like you can make money anyway. Like it potentially it's easy to make money, but you have to make those relationships, and you have to keep those relationships going. And burning bridges is, that was a hard lesson. I'm sure it's kind of the same thing in construction. It's like it's all
Definitely.
sure there's a lot of like, it's who you know. You might know the best person for the job. You want to get them on board. Dr. Feelgood, his podcast is all about this. I'm pretty sure is like the business side of more like PT stuff. But
Yeah, the one of the first things when I hired a business coach, one of the first things he told me is all he wanted to talk about is my business relationships. He's like, "What's your network like?" He's like, who are your raving fans? What are you doing with your past clients? Like, how are you getting referrals? All this stuff." And I'm like, never had a thought about that in my mind. And so it just went from there.
yeah, and it's I mean, and once you get into that habit, it's like that relationship building part. I feel like I'm generally good at talking to people.
Yeah.
But I was never good at like breaking the business boundary, you know? Like I remember I would go to when we were living in Boulder, I would go to like these designer meetups where it ended up being it's all like young graphic designers that kind of think they're the shit.
Hmm.
Um, and there were people that were much better at it than I was. As far as like, finding the commonality and then talking business. It's like that's just something that I was never really good at until now that I'm a teacher. It's like, how do I bring up that I'm a teacher without saying, "Oh, I'm just an art teacher?" It's like that
Yeah.
was the thing we kind of started the year as like the district is how do we present ourselves as educators in the world. Sometimes when we're sometimes kind of shat upon as the source of all society's problems. But how do you sell that? It's like how do you talk the language of education to somebody who's not there? Probably the same with construction is like how question for you. It's like how often in like your day to day random conversations has like a business relationship formed, whether you're like at the park talking with other parents or just kind of out and about.
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I don't think any, like, ever. Like it comes up that I'm in construction. But I don't lead with it or announce it or anything. Like, I'm not too much like a person that I'm not a talkative person in like everyday, like random life, like especially when I'm with my wife and kids and just kind of hanging out with them and doing my thing.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that's, like I said, that's what was kind of hard for me. Like, I had gone so many years in construction and in these places, and not many people knew what I did. So there have been times where, then something would come up where they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm like remodeling my house and da 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 da," da," and I'm like, "Oh, that's what I do for a living. Like, if you need any help, I can, or any advice." And they're like, "Oh, really? Didn't know that." So I had a lot of those conversations for a while,
Yeah,
and then pretty much now everybody knows, but it
as
just
they should,
wasn't.
as they
Hmm?
should know. I said
Yeah.
as they should know. Um, what else today? What else?
I have a fun story that happens to me every year around this time. So I live in sunny Southern California where the weather never changes until it does. And I am so, like, out here, I don't know if you guys are different, and maybe you aren't, like, you guys as in everybody here, but like, I don't check the weather ever because I can get away with shorts and a t-shirt no matter what's happening. So I woke up today, September 18th, and it's raining. We have a little 2-day rainstorm just rolling through right now.
Mhm.
I can currently hear the rain outside that door. It happens to me every year. I completely forget that it rains, and when it rains in construction, it's not fun. Everything's wet. Stuff leaks if we're not far enough along. I mean, I literally had a conversation with with a potential client on Tuesday, where I was like, "Yeah, Brofit's probably another person who never checks the weather because he's like,
Doesn't count.
why do I
Arizona,
need to see 3 digits? I don't care. It's either 3 digits or high 2 digits. Like, it's not going to change." Um,
Arizona
but
doesn't.
I had literally had a client who was like, they're thinking about doing a remodel, and I told them, "You guys should wait till April." And it was something that threw them a little bit because most people are like, "Let's go right now. Like, I'm ready." And I'm like, "No, because you're taking apart your roof and all your waterproofing, and you don't want to do that during the winter. Like, we don't get a lot of rain, but we still get rain." Um, and then, like I said, I never check the weather. I woke up today, the ground was wet, and I'm like, "Oh shoot." So this today is going to be less than fun.
We are similar in the fact that weather changes rapidly. We we're still in shorts and t-shirts weather for the most part midday. Mornings are cold. I'm no longer biking to the gym, which was in the summer is a great part of my morning. Now it's just chilly. It's just chilly. It's like middle-aged chilly where it's like, whew,
Yeah.
got to put on a hoodie. Um, and then for like soccer practices, it's like me and Kira, we're bringing shorts and t-shirt, but we're also bringing sweatpants and a sweatshirt because it could be cold. And
Yeah.
right now it's fairly chilly out. The last thing, kind of referencing our conversation was it yesterday with all of the chat groups that our kids have on their devices. I'm wondering how much communication is going to be a problem for the large part with kids because kids are if they have a device, um, and I'm definitely not saying that kids need a device, but they're really interacting with their friends very much like adults conduct their business and much earlier than we did. uh, they're jumping back and forth between conversations. I have to get a dog. I'll be right back. But I do wonder asshole, how their communication habits now online, how that's going to play into like their
Yeah.
future, like business and jobs, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's that's a hard one. It's hard to say. I mean, I can't say that I received any direct parenting um advice in my time about communication. Like so I think I'm trying my best to, kind of nudge my kids in the direction of, have those have those friendships, build those friendships, like text them all you want, but like get in person with them. When you're at school, put your phones away and talk to each other, like kind of stuff. So that is definitely something that I'm trying to voice to my kids and trying to have my wife voice the same thing. I think they're seeing a lot of in-person communication with us and our friends. So I think that is kind of rubbing off. We ask them every weekend, you know, do you want to invite someone over? Do you want to, we don't call it a play date, but like, do you want to have a play date essentially? Um, you want to go to someone's house, like what's going on? They both now have access, to the family calendar. So they will, schedule their own things and put them in the calendar and then, converse with us. That's been very cool to see the usage of the family calendar by Bailey and Brooklyn. Brooklyn just scheduled out some like play date like 2 weeks from now with her friend. It just like it made me smile because I've been talking to her about this for a while now. And the other day I had to explain to her. She's like, "Yeah, she can't do it this weekend. She's busy." And I'm like, "There's no such thing as being busy like all day, like you're 10, 12 hours in a day, unless you're going out of town, like find a like 30 minutes to go hang out with your friend in front of her house or at the park. Like, just like stop being like locked into the house. Like, I will take you to her house. I will sit in my car around the corner if you just want to chit chat on the sidewalk. Like, even if it's last minute, like, I don't care. I'm just
Mhm.
trying my hardest to get that time, with her and people.
It's like the, "Hey, let's grab a coffee," but for high schoolers.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, for a while, like Bailey had a friend or two that, and so did Brooklyn, that lived really close to us, and they would just text each other and be like, "Hey, let's go for a walk," and they like would walk to each other's house and hang out in the little cul-de-sac or whatever, or Bailey would walk to the park with her friend. They don't have those friends anymore, and that's like that was a kind of a bummer for me because I was like, man, that was perfect. Like, to have kids in the neighborhood that you could just go and yeah, go on a walk.
Mhm.
But stuff, girl drama, middle school drama, whatever happened to happen, I don't know. Just unfortunate.
Or a relationship.
Yeah, it happens. It's, you learn from it. Everybody goes through them, right? Like, some things just don't work. Like, it's hard to click with every person.
Oh, yeah. You're not gonna be friends with everybody. Maybe even that's a lesson that I had to learn. It's like, it's okay if people don't like you for some reason. You don't have to be friends with everybody. I think that
Yeah.
I think there was a time when I just tried to be I tried to, I was definitely very much a person who would change depending on who I was hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, I don't know, maybe you did this.
A little
I
bit.
was like, I was good at collecting friends, and, in high school, I was good at, like, kind of moving between groups, but I found that when there was a situation where somehow, like, those 2 groups got together, I didn't really know how to act because it was like one group of friends knew that version of me, but then, like, the other friends knew me as another person, and I'm not talking about anything crazy, maybe just the way that I was expressing myself or the things that I would talk about.
Got
Um,
it.
a chameleon is a good way to put it, but then, when you have 2 opposing forces, it's like you kinda turn into the first X-Men movie with that senator that was turned into that water guy, and he just kind of, like, washed away because he was so amorphous.
Yeah.
That was something that my dad said. Might be a good closing. My dad said, "It's cool to spread yourself out, but don't spread yourself out too thin,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or else you just kinda wash away." And I think I probably did that a few times. Just kinda lost my sense of self because I was so concerned with these 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 personas that I built with other groups. So thanks, Dad.
There you go. Thank you, Dad. Thank
Yeah,
you, Papa Turner. All right, man. Good
gotta go.
stuff.
Yeah, good talk.
Enjoy your day. Have a good day at work. Get those kids out to school. I'm gonna go get wet in the rain today. Everybody else, have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
David Duck,
Uh, could
Car.
possibly be on tomorrow. I don't know how you feel about Friday, but I might come on. We shall
Um,
see what happens tonight.
Dom, I thought about this morning as I was driving home because we didn't chat in the morning. I was like, if Tom's not there, do I want to jump on alone? I don't think that's my superpower, Dom. I think that is your talent.
All right,
Um,
well, I'll text you in the evening or in the morning, depending on it just depends on what time I go to bed.
yeah,
If the wife needs some morning spoon, like, I'm not gonna get out of bed. Like, I've already been told, stay in bed, so we
yeah.
shall see. We'll
Um,
leave it up to chance, guys.
I did talk to my brother-in-law, Pat. He's going to have
Okay.
some time off between jobs in the next few weeks. Asked me
Ooh,
if I have to jump on for an episode. Cool guy.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm not sure if he listens, but let's get
I'm out
some.
of town. I'm out of town next week, Thursday to Sunday. So
Okay, cool. All right, then maybe we'll set it for
you
then.
might need someone next Thursday and Friday.
Or maybe Daily Dads. We'll bring him on, put him on the hot seat.
Yeah, buddy.
Or sorry, Dads After Dark. That's what I meant.
Yeah, we'll try to see if we can get that going Monday.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody text Ryan Turner. I love you and have a great day. But yeah, cool. All right. See you guys. Thank you again. Have a
Bye.
great day. Bye, everybody.